Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Kai'Sa supplementary guide, and we're going to be taking a look at AP Kai'Sa. So obviously Kai'Sa has a number of builds. She can build crit, AP, on hit, even start off with a Dust Blade lethality item. But generally on hit is the best, but on hit did get nerfed a little bit. So other builds like AP and crit have become a little bit more popular because of the nerfs to on hit. But I still think on hit's probably the best way to go. But of course, we have the AP build here, and it's really good to go for this one when your team is lacking AP. So we're going to start with the Terminus. Terminus gives you AD and attack speed, two stats you love, as well as on-hit magic damage, already starting your AP off to a good start. Gives you stacking resistances, which is really useful for those 1v1s, and stacking armor and magic pen, which in this case is going to be amazing because Kai'Sa does both AD and AP damage. Even if you're building all AP items, you're still going to do a decent amount of AD damage. So Terminus, just the dream item for AP Kai'Sa here. Glenda's Greaves giving you the AD and the Omnivamp. Of course, you're going to be doing both AD and AP again, so Omnivamp, amazing. Now, Nash's Tooth is going to give you ability haste, attack speed, as well as more on-hit magic damage. Initially, it is going to give you 30 AD, because these two items are AD items, but when you finish up your Riftmaker, you're going to have more AP than AD, and then it's going to convert Nash's Tooth into an AP item. So Riftmaker, of course, gives you a pretty nice stat line together with some Omnivamp as well as the Void Corruption passive to deal extra true damage, which is, of course, incredibly useful. So the main change I made here is I actually moved Deathcat back and actually added Runan's Hurricane to the build because I felt that with this AP Kai'Sa build, you do auto attack a ton, so it only makes sense to go for Runan's Hurricane to attack 3 people at the same time, proc your, you still have technically 2 on-hit items, so you can proc your 2 on-hit items onto 3 people at the same time, stack up your passive on 3 people, which on AP Kai'Sa, your passive is going to do a lot more damage because your passive does do AP damage and scales with AP. And finally, of course, with any AP build, you want to end off with the Death Cap just for that huge, insane burst of extra AP. And for the runes, we go for Lethal Tempo for more attack speed and attack range. Brutal because we auto attack a lot. Giant Stare in general, but Coup de Grace if you're against all squishies. And Alacrity for more attack speed. Bone Plating for the defensive capabilities. And finally, you go for Flash together with Exhaust for your summoner spells. But with all that said, now let's move on to talking about our gameplay. Alright, so let's take a look at our gameplay. So, pretty straightforward when you want to run AP Kai'Sa, which is pretty much when your team is lacking AP. And I can see in this game, you could say I'm not lacking AP on my team because I do have a Morgana and Jax does a decent amount of AP damage. But in this case, we have 2 full AD champions with Camille as well as Lucian, whereas in terms of AP, we have Jax who's partially AP, and we have Morgana who does deal AP damage but needs to hit like late game to actually be doing a significant amount of AP damage. So I decided to instead go for an AP build on Xayah, so that on Kai'Sa, sorry, Xayah's my opponent, on Kai'Sa so that we can supplement our team's AP damage. So Xayah versus Kai'Sa is a classic ADC matchup. You see it a lot in like League of Legends, PC, pro play, and it's pretty much one of those matchups where it's a little bit of a skill matchup where in lane no one particularly has the advantage, and in the later stages of the game, Kai'Sa wants to ult in order to assassinate Xayah, whereas Xayah has an ult of her own as well as a Blade Caller. So you have to, as a Kai'Sa, you kind of have to ult behind the Xayah so you can't get hit by her feathers. And with Xayah, you have to E-flash so that the feathers still hit the Xayah. So really, it's kind of a skill check on between the Xayah and the Kai'Sa who is better, and whether or not Xayah has her flash up. So here, for some reason, they decided to take a very aggressive trade. Basically, me and Xayah trade summoner for summoner, and eventually I'm able to run her down and get the kill on her. So he now finds himself in a really tough spot because I'm between him and his tower, and as a result, I'm able to actually pick up double kill, which is a dream start for Kai'Sa. Now, Kai'Sa is a kind of champion that normally doesn't get kills in lane because she needs to really do an isolated Q to really get off a significant chunk of damage, which normally in lane you're never actually able to do. But in this case, we did that on the Swain because we're actually behind him, so minions are not blocking us. We're able to land a full Q onto him and deal a huge chunk of damage. And also, by the way guys, another public service announcement to not get baited by the Hextech Toolkit. You see here, Xayah got baited by the Hextech Toolkit. And of course, Morgana very smartly just waited for her to go for the toolkit and rooted her there, giving me an extra stack as well to work with on my passive, and I was able to, of course, follow up with my W and just all my normal spells and just take her down. Only part that wasn't too clean about it was the fact that Swain, of course, hit his E onto the both of us there, and we got CC'd for a second. So here Camille is coming in for a gank. Of course, Xayah has no sums, Swain has no sums as well. Xayah gets locked down. We're here to just get an assist. But we actually someone got a kill. Now, up till now, I've seen this replay, like, end game, I didn't know how I got the kill, and now this is the second time I'm watching this replay, and I still don't know how I got that kill. Because I'm pretty sure I autoed before the Camille autoed, but anyways, I'm happy with an extra kill, as long as Camille isn't pissed off, that I took the kill and she did, which she seems fine with, so I'm good with that. So Lucian, for some reason, roams down here, and Gragas is also here. So Lucian is now getting caught in a very awkward position where he is kind of just stuck in the pit because he already used his dash there, as you saw on the minimap, so he's kind of forced to flash over the wall. I'm not too interested in helping him because I can actually back and pick up my entire Terminus, which is, of course, a huge power spike for Kai'Sa, getting your Q evolution as well. And I'm not too interested in going up against a level 5 plus Galio and Gragas who have their ultis. Yeah, that's not too fun, so I'm gonna just go back and, get my items. Did you see how big I was there? Just how, like, that size increase was insane. But anyways, here we're going to get a couple tower plates with Swain recalling. Xayah has had enough of the lane, by the way. She's gone solo, not solo kill, but 2v2 killed by us, and then she got ganked and ultied by Camille with no escape. And she's had enough. She decides to go to the top lane instead to have a better time there. And as a result, that makes it even worse for her team because now me and Morgana are able to really just pick up free platings. I do get pulled in by Swain, but it really doesn't matter because Swain can't actually kill me on his own. Galio now ults in, so I'm actually walking away because Galio, on the other hand, he has first strike and he's gonna be able to actually kill us if he hits us, with his combo. So I'm gonna back up. I'm going to grab myself some fruit. And apparently, Camille has gotten a kill on Gragas, who was trying to counter jungle her, but got caught with his pants down in our jungle. So now we're at 2v2 against Galio and Swain instead of Xayah. So here, it's just a really, really funny, awkward kind of situation where any ADC literally ditches her lane and decides to go to the Yasuo's lane instead. And now with Galio here defending Xayah's lane, Lucian is like pushing for free, and Gragas has to defend his lane. So Galio goes back and rotates back to the mid lane to defend his own lane. And now once again we have free reign to smash this tower and probably get the first tower of the game right here, right now. So you can't really stop us, so we do indeed get the first tower of the game, and Dragon has actually spawned just about. So we're coming to help our team. See if we can do anything about it. Galio tries to engage in. Camille hops over the wall. Morgana is now in the front line, kind of face stacking everything. Gives me the black shield. I'm able to ult in and get the kill on Galio to put myself on a rampage. Now I'm 1v1ing Swain. I'm in his ult, but it really doesn't matter. He can't survive against my ult. I get ulted away by Gragas. Gragas is able to steal the dragon, but pays for it with his life, and I pick up a triple kill. That is a pretty. Okay, so now we're getting to a point where me getting too many kills is not actually a very good thing, because you see, the current situation now is that I'm 6-0, right? And my team doesn't have very much kills because we have a total of 8 kills and 6 of them are on me. So normally as the ADC, you do want to get all the kills, but there comes a point where having too many kills becomes bad, because if you're taking all of your team's kills, then it's 100% on you to carry the game, which means that if you die, your team is going to be really, really far behind. And here you see again, I'm trying to just get an assist on Galio with my W, but I end up doing so much damage that I actually just kill straight up. So that is, it's really not very good, because we need our team to get some kills as well, so that if we die, or if we're not in the fight, our team can still fight. Now at this point of the game, I have so much of my team's goal that if I'm not in the fight, or if I'm dead, my team actually has like less gold than the enemy team. So that is not very good at all. Now Swain here decides to go for plates, I guess, but yeah, I mean, we're missing. He should have run away a long time ago, and so it's just another free kill on him. But yeah, he's worth 200 gold now. His gold value is diminishing as time passes because he's dying, time and again. As is the Xayah, who has not died at all since she has left our lane. So I guess things are kind of working out for her on the other side of the map across the pond. And here we are going to recall. We have we actually have so much gold that we're able to just now pick up the Nash's Tooth, and we decided to actually skip Boots and pick up Nash's Tooth. I didn't really mention this one just now, but we actually skipped Boots. We picked up Nash's Tooth. We got our W evolve. I mean, sorry, our E evolve, and now we actually go back and get our Boots itself. So here we're trying to help out, our Morgana, who is actually able to kill Galio 2v1. And here we're gonna have to help her out a little bit with the Yasuo, so we're able to get our 9th kill of the game, 9-0-0. I mean, this is just one of those games that I happen to actually secure every single kill, which honestly rarely happens. But yeah, if it happens, it's kind of nice, but at the same time not, because as I said, you don't want all the kills to be on you. But thankfully, my team is still doing pretty decent. They all are still kind of, roughly even or slightly ahead of their counterparts. So it is still, generally an okay situation. I'm like an item and a half ahead of Kaisa. I'm like what, 4k gold ahead of her. Here Galio gets rooted, gets chain CC, can't get out. And Yasuo puts up the wind wall, so I can't really do very much after that one. And here I'm just hovering around to see if the enemy team is going to overcommit to a fight. I don't want to show because the enemy team should be smart enough that if I show, they should be, running away, right? They don't want to be fighting the 10-0 Kaisa, if they're smart. Alright, because no one on their team can really deal with me right now. The only way I kind of die is if, like, right, for example, Gragas ults me into a Yasuo ult into, like, Galio CC, and get chain CC to the point that I, just die without being able to do anything. That's kind of the main way that they really kill me. But aside from that, it's not very likely I die, at least not at that particular fight. So here my team is getting, or not really my team, but my Camille and my Jax are getting into a 5v2. Camille is able to escape with her mobility, but unfortunately Jax is focused down and taken out. And yeah, this is kind of what you have to do if you're the enemy team, is you want to find fights where I'm not in and you want to find picks, to get yourself back into the game. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Now they're trying to push down the top lane as an entire squad. And here, I'm coming to defend, but I have to be careful because even though I'm really fed, if the entire enemy team is there, it's not really a fight I want to really mess with. So here you can see I'm really cautious. I'm not, over committing onto the fight. Camille already goes down. And here, a nice ult is, a nice binding, is hit by the Morgana, and I'm able to get we are able to get a pick onto the Yasuo, and thankfully, finally, Jax is able to pick up the kill. I mean, by finally, I mean someone instead of me is able to pick up the kill, and that's good because we want to distribute our gold to our other teammates as well. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of these videos, I tell you guys that, it's very important to get gold yourself. It's very important, to carry. But if you're already so far ahead, you really want your team to get some gold as well, because you really don't want a situation where, only you are fed. And here is a very awkward situation where I blast plant myself into the pit, but thankfully, I'm not, taken advantage of. So here, we're able to kill the Galio on the back line. Now focusing the Swain, we get him as well. And now we're chasing down Xayah. Xayah ult. So I'm going to give up the chase for now. And Yasuo is actually really tanky because he has Wits and, Divine Thunder as well as Armor Boot. So I'm having a tough time actually killing him. You can see I'm doing a ton of damage to him. I exhaust him. I'm just blasting away at him. I decided to go for the easier target, which is the Xayah. I get a free kill on her. Here I flash away from the Gragas E. And, yeah, Wind Wall is a little bit broken. Finally, I'm able to focus down the Yasuo, and I'm able to pick up a double on him, which I believe is actually an unofficial Quadra, and I'm not going to mess with the Gragas. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this mid wave instead. Now Gragas is actually straight up going for the dragon by himself, which I think is really insane. I have no sums, no ult, so I can't really get over this wall. I'm pretty sure that the enemy team is gonna get it, but I think Gragas will pay for it with his life, which he does. Swain might be soon to follow. And I missed my ward there into the bush, so that was pretty embarrassing. I think Swain has high-tailed up towards his tower, so we're not really able to catch him. But we're able to pick up this next wave, and I'm going to reset to pick up my, what is it called? The Riftmaker. I'm going to pick up my Riftmaker. There we go. This gives me the W evolve, so all 3 evolutions have been completed for the AP build. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, I still max Q, E, then W, and I also evolve Q, E, then W. So even though you're going for AP, I'm still not maxing W second or first. I'm still not evolving W early because, again, even though you're building AP, this is a lot This is an AP build that's focused a lot on auto attacks. It's not like you're going for, things like, like Ludens and Mana Mune that you're focusing on your W. I think this is a lot more consistent AP build where you focus a lot on your auto attacks, proccing your passive for the AP damage. And here I was trying to be a bit fancy by going to the back line and killing somebody, but I realized I'm putting myself in a horrible position. I'm 14-0. I don't want to give a shutdown away so easily, so I'm gonna have to take the long walk of shame back to my tower and reposition back to a safe location. As you guys can see here, thankfully the entire enemy team didn't just turn on me. And here Gragas gets a pick onto Camille, and Morgana gets a pick onto Yasuo, allowing me to finish him off. And now we're on the chase. Xayah has the pull, so she does get the pull onto Jax. I'm trying to chase people down. Galio as well as Xayah are both like 1 HP, but we already don't have ult cost. We used it there to go to the back line just now, and yeah, so we can't really do too much anymore. And that's kind of it. We can't go for Baron either because Camille is dead and Gragas is not. So instead, we're just gonna go, grab waves and things like that. Maybe we can get a tier 2 in the mid lane, but oh my goodness, look at that. We got one shot by the Gragas with the first strike, and with 2 completed items, just instantly just one shot by him and just got taken out. So now it's at this point that I realized that, oh no, Gragas is a problem, right? Like he has like nearly 12k gold, and I have like nearly 14k gold, and he is by far the second most gold in the game by a country mile. Like I have like nearly 14k gold. The next person is him with like 12k gold, and then after him, the next person is like at 9k gold. So he's the only person on the enemy team that's actually fed that can probably deal with me. So, I might want to consider getting some kind of defensive option, later on if need be. So here is the problem that I was referring to. While I'm dead, my team is kind of getting into a fight. And they're actually in a 3v5, which is absolutely horrible. I'm trying to make my way to the fight, but I don't want to just rush in, and throw the game. So here, we can see Gragas in the bush. He's the main problem. Lucian is able to hit him and remove his first strike at the minimum. Entire enemy team is trying to back because they've just gone like a pick on Jax, right? So they want to reset, they want to spend their gold. But Morgana is just being annoying and not allowing them to reset, especially the Galio. And now we're going to collect the next wave. I'm interrupting the Galio as well. And I'm not ulting in here because I don't know if his team is still behind him. So I'm just being a bit cautious. You can see Gragas is actually still behind him. So we're just wasting our time here. But at a certain point like now, we're actually wasting more of our own time than wasting their time. So this is when I stop, caring about actually interrupting their recalls. And instead I'm just going to go about my own business. Which in this case is actually just going to be heading back there to clear this lane and to push it in. So not much really going on now. If possible, I would like to farm up to Runan's Hurricane, before we reach the third dragon, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Maybe it will. So here we get another wave. And yeah, I think I have just enough. So I'm actually gonna reset. I think I can get my Runan's Hurricane before dragon spawns. Yasuo's getting a bit caught out in our jungle. We get the Runan's Hurricane. We're rushing back out onto the map where Yasuo's getting chased down. Xayah joins the fight. And Lucian overcommits and ends up dying. Jax dies too, which is really horrible. Galio ults in. And we have our jungler Camille. She's going in like pretty much 1v3 at this point. Has the support of Morgana for a little bit. I'm focusing Galio because he's really the closest target. I'm sorry, Swain. So I get Swain down. I'm gonna try to chase for Xayah, but I don't know where Gragas is, so I'm not gonna over chase. Because it's likely that Gragas is gonna come here because dragon is up, but turns out Gragas was doing the dragon the entire time. Wasn't actually even behind her, but it was actually straight up on the dragon. Now, the Yasuo is going in, is not positioning the wind wall very well. Morgana with the immunity actually helps me to survive the Yasuo. I exhaust him and I'm just trying to auto attack him down, which I am able to do eventually. Popping the fruit and picking that up and trying to chase down the Gragas. If I hit that one there, I was going to ult in and probably assassinate him because he doesn't have ult anymore, whereas I do. Camille is trying to maybe chase onto him as well. I'm picking up the fruit as I go along to get myself to a healthier state. And unfortunately, Gragas is now too close to the tower for me to really assassinate anymore. So instead, I'm just going to go back to clearing the wave and lifesteal back to full health. Galio tries to come in, but nothing too much is happening. My team is now on the Baron, which the enemy team, I believe, doesn't know, doesn't suspect. Oh, actually they do, because they're actually right here. Control ward goes in, but we're able to secure the Baron before Gragas gets anywhere close. And now we just need to back off and run away with the Baron. No need to fight here. We just recall, someone picks up the Baron, and we should be all good. So here I don't really need to actually reset because I'm full health, I'm full mana, and I don't have any items to buy. So I'm just waiting for my team to get back. I'm waiting for somebody to pick up the Baron. Like, we need someone to pick up the Baron, please. Like, it's such a waste. Like, this is happening more and more often. Last time when TX first came out, everybody was fighting to ride the TX, and now no one wants to ride the TX. Now, Lucian here is trying to troll by trying to take the red buff. He's 7k go behind me. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm taking the red buff for myself. And here Morgana finally gets into the Baron. And in the meantime, Swain is getting run down. We're able to get the kill on him. Galio ults in, and Xayah as well. Now, Xayah ults. You can see I'm ulting behind her here. So this is the kind of 1v1 outplay of Kai'Sa versus Xayah that I'm referring to. Kai'Sa always has to ult behind Xayah to not get hit by the feathers. And Xayah always has to pull back the feathers and flash behind Xayah to then... flash behind Kai'Sa, sorry, to then hit the feathers. Even though Kai'Sa is behind you. So that's the kind of 1v1 that, always happens. So now, enemy team picks up the Elder Dragon. However, I'm not sure why Gragas is doing the Elder Dragon when his base is getting destroyed. So here, I'm straight up just going to focus the Nexus and ignore the Yasuo. I'm just hitting the Nexus and we just get the win right there before Gragas can even get back to the base. So there we have it, there's the dub. Gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.